Hey, everybody, welcome to another edition of Box Seats. This is the show where we talk sports with comedians. And as we are waiting some of the comics to come in, let me bring in filmmaker Jason Hayes. Jay, how you doing, sir? How's everything?
Hey, what's up, Frank? It's all good, but I know you. It's St. Patrick's Day up there in Boston, so it's different for you.
Yeah, yeah, it is. It is. You should have seen the amount of people who got arrested today, too. But I'm going to look at the news and see. Just the rest of over the weekend. Listen, I don't drink, so I don't understand the disorderly stuff, but people get out of control with that, bro. Yeah, I'm sure you understand. I'm sure you understand. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I understand. So, anyway, man, while we wait for the list and everything else, I got to say this. I had an interesting time because today's topics are the biggest surprise athletes in sports. I think that's a big surprise. Worst coaches with winning records. And what else am I forgetting? Biggest surprise. Let's see, worst coaches winning
No,
record. And
dumbest.
dumbest things a sports star has done in their personal. Like, I think I'm gonna say that for last because that might be the funniest.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So while I wait for the cats to come in, I'm gonna give you the option, bro. You want to go first, or you want to go? Because I mean, I'm sure we're gonna probably have some of the same people on the list. You know what I mean? I think for the coaches, you know what I mean. But unless you want me to go first, what you want to
No,
do?
you go first.
All right, okay. All right, so with me, it's pretty simple. The worst coaches with winning records, and honestly, the worst coaches to me, who I'm sitting there surprised, like how this guy got this way because it doesn't look like he can coach. This is my list. And then this is the only list that I don't have an order. 5, 4. I don't have it in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. But I'm gonna just name them, like go down the list. For me, Bobby Knight is the first one, and Bobby Knight comes in because Bobby Knight, as we say, his coaching style and everything else. My man Kev Lane is in the building. Kev, how you doing, sir? You got to get some light on you, Kev.
I'm coming, brother.
So Bobby Knight is, that's one. Don Nelson is another one for me. Don Nelson is the guy I'm sitting there saying, you know what, bro, I don't like, I don't like the way he coaches. I don't like his style of coaching, everything else. Let's see. Bobby Knight, Don Nelson. My next was John Gruden. Like John Gruden was it for me, bro. I don't like the way John Gruden coached. I didn't like his style of coaching. If you ask me, he got that Super Bowl winning with Tampa Bay because that team was gifted to him by the coach. Oh my God, Herm Edwards. That team was gifted to him by Herm Edwards. He came in. He really didn't have to change much. Herm Edwards came in, and got fired, and he took that whole team straight to the Super Bowl. And then at the end of the day, he ended up beating Oakland Raiders because why? Because Oakland didn't change up anything, and he had been recently the coach. They didn't change up anything. And like I said the last week, Jerry Tarkanian was my other one. I don't have 5. I could have named maybe one more, but that's my coach's list. So give me your list, Jay, and tell me your list, and give me your, and if you put them in order, that's cool too.
Now, well, let me just start with the overlap. That we
Okay.
have Bobby Knight for sure. I don't know how anybody ever played for that dude, like
Right.
ever. Um, Gruden for sure is one for me.
Yeah.
Classic, dude who fails upwards. And another one that sticks in my craw specifically is Urban Meyer.
Mm-hmm.
Like he proved he wasn't cut out for the pros, but if he was that bad at the pros, it makes you wonder how good of a college coach he is on top of that.
Right.
But the number one spot for me, where I don't understand how this dude has a winning record at all, and he's won over 1,000 games as an NBA coach. And considering that there isn't a single player that played for him that will ever stand up and defend him, and it's almost on site with most of them if they see him, George Karl. Don't understand it.
I thought you were going to say PJ Carlerismo for a second.
George Karl.
Yeah, George Karl.
And he's in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, he is. So is that your list? That's your list?
That's my list.
That's your list. Okay. Kev Lane in the building. Kev, what's your list?
Hello. What's happening, fellas?
Hey.
What's up, Kev?
I'm good. What's going on, Jay?
All good, brother.
That's what's up. And listen, I'm gonna give you guys a list of 5, but I I wouldn't say that these are the worst coaches like out there. They could have been a good coach, but I just wouldn't want to play for them. Even because they had winning records. Just couldn't. I couldn't stomach the idea of playing under these guys. Number 5. I'm gonna start off with Doc Rivers. I like him as a
What?
basketball player, and I like him. Stop shaking your head. Stop shaking your head. Stop it.
Oh, I'm shaking my head. I didn't even know I was shaking my head. Go ahead. It was just saying. I was just disagreeing out loud. Okay, go ahead. Keep going. Go ahead.
Yeah, Doc is he starts it off with number 5 for me, because I just feel like he makes some harebrained decisions that just make you go, what? What? Come on!
Yeah.
And I like him. I like him. He's a brother that he was a good player, and he is a decent coach. But I just, mm-mm. Well, somebody else, number 4, that I just can't even see myself even listening to this guy because he grates my skin. Rick Pitino.
I knew that was coming.
Oh Lord. I just can imagine him yelling at me across the room come on, man. Gets on my nerves. Gets on my nerves. So no Rick Pitino. And the number 3 spots, I heard somebody say it. I think it was you, Jay. But I think that maybe he has a certain coaching style, but I think he also would grate on my nerves.
Okay, I don't know what happened to Kev. All right. So while Kevin's doing his thing, Rodney Perry's in the building, y'all. How you doing, Rodney? How's everything, bro?
Hey, all is well, guys. Sorry for my tardiness. I was sitting backstage and I all of a sudden had to do.
That's TMI, right? That's TMI.
I wanted you to know that I was on time a little bit, but I had to go get it done.
I understand. So, Rodney Perry, talk to me. Tell us who your coaches with the winning record is. Who would your coach with the winning record be?
The worst coach.
I don't know what's going on here.
You hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. I'm
Oh,
just
you
trying
right.
to.
Okay.
Now we can't hear you, Rodney.
Can't hear you now.
Hello.
All right. Yeah.
Somebody was trying to call me, and I just sent his ass a voicemail. No. I know this is gonna sound crazy, but I'm gonna say it. Phil Jackson. Phil Jackson is just lucky. He's not a great coach. Whenever it came down to doing stuff at crunch time, he fails. And how about this? And Doc Rivers. And Doc Rivers. Nobody wants to talk about Doc Rivers. And I love me some Doc Rivers.
I don't disagree.
At the same time, Doc Rivers keep getting jobs. You know, matter of fact, Doc Rivers defies being black in America. Doc Rivers keep getting jobs like he white. It's really amazing. I don't know what Doc Rivers know, but Doc Rivers know where the bodies is buried, man. Doc Rivers. But no, I'm joking about
You are okay. Is that your list?
I'm definitely Doc Rivers is definitely my list. He is my guy.
Okay. All right. So you're done with your list. Okay.
I'm done. I apologize.
Okay. So now we're gonna move on to I'm waiting for Kev to come back in. Now we're gonna move on to the dumbest athletes in sports. And not necessarily did
the dumbest.
Not necessarily did anything dumb on the field. Basically,
that's disrespectful.
Well, yeah. In a way, it is. But here's the premise. The premise is what athlete did something that was really stupid, literally outside of the court or whatever else they did. You know what I mean? Whatever they did that was insane, and they did it. It was really, really stupid. So, Kev's back in the building. So, Kev, you ready to finish
that, man? Technical difficulties. I'm sorry.
Okay, go ahead, Kev. Finish your list. You was on 3.
Oh, I was on 3. I'm sorry. I'll make it quick because I know you were jumping on to the next one. Number 3 spot, I put John Gruden. John Gruden. I think he had some racial tendencies, and just some of the stuff that would come out of his mouth would make me want to slug him in the jaw, even though he was a decent winning coach. Number two, Tom Coughlin.
Mm-hmm.
Holy Lord, he used to grate my nerves, and I wasn't even not even close to the team, but I definitely want to slug him.
Uh-huh.
And I'm sorry, Frank, you're gonna hit me for this one later on. I know it, but I'm gonna go with our guy, Bill Belichick.
Whoa.
Frank, take it easy, Frank.
Is he not the best coach of all time? Is he
It was
not
all
the best?
Brady. It was
Yes,
Brady.
I'm saying
that was
winning. These are winning coaches. These are winning coaches with, just
yeah.
I
And
think the worst
crazy, right?
coaching pedigree.
Yeah. All right. I
I
can't even.
wouldn't want
I don't have enough time. I don't have enough time to
Stop it.
argue with Kev right now because I don't want to keep the show moving. But I'm definitely
just
going to.
saying.
Well, we're going to circle back on that. We definitely going to circle back. We're going to circle back. And Jay, I'm going to let you laugh at that. We're going to laugh at that. All right. So the next one is the dumbest athletes in sports. And this is what the premise is. The athletes who did something really, really stupid off the field. They did something that made you go, "What? That was so dumb. Like, how could you do this? This is ridiculous." And I'm going to go first because I started to circle first. I'm going to go first. For me, number one is definitely Pete Rose. Pete Rose got busted. He got busted, hands down. He got busted betting on sports, betting on the Cincinnati Reds that he was playing in. He got busted and denied it, and then he ultimately ended up saying, "You know what? Yeah, I did do that." That's number 5 for me. Number 4 for me is Ricky Williams, because Ricky Williams, y'all remember, was the running back. Literally, he got drafted and could not stop with the weed. He had a problem with the weed. He couldn't stop, and he ended up losing 2
He's smoking
seasons.
weed right now, right as we speak.
Yeah, he's smoking right now. He lost 2 seasons in the NFL before they made weed legal. He lost 2 seasons, and some people estimated he lost almost $40-50 million off the 2 seasons because he couldn't stop smoking weed. That's number 4 for me. Number 3, this one is hilarious. It's Rosie Ruiz. She was running the Boston Marathon in 1980. She was starting out, and everybody was like, "Oh, Rosie's doing everything." And people at the time, they weren't cameras at every corner following everything else. And then Rosie Ruiz jumped out the line and then took the train, went up a couple of miles, and then jumped back in the line and then won the Boston Marathon. Everybody was like, "How'd she do it?" Come to find out, she had cut the line because she took the train and jumped the line way back in 1980, which is hilarious to me because she did that at the Boston Marathon. And she's the reason why at all the marathons across the country, they have cameras and people at every single checkpoint so people don't do exactly what Rosie Ruiz did. That's number 3 for me. Number 2.
I think that's smart as hell. I matter of fact, I think she's the smartest athlete of all time for figuring out that I can get out this race, take the train 2 stops down, and nobody noticed. Well done, Rose.
No, she got busted though, right now. If she didn't get busted, yeah, that'd be something. Number 2 for me, Plaxico Burress. If y'all remember, Plaxico Burress shot himself in the leg in 2008, cost himself some millions of dollars, got into a big discrepancy with, I think it was the Giants at the time, and he,
2 years in prison, bro.
Yeah, bona fide idiot. And number 1 for me, got to be hands down. I don't care what nobody says. You can't dispute this. This is my number 1 biggest idiot. And outside of, was an athlete playing sports, was Jason Williams. He was showing off with a gun, playing off with a shotgun in his house, and ended up shooting and killing his limo driver. And then ended up doing, he had a 5-year bid, ended up doing 27 months on this 5-year bid, and ended up losing all kinds of endorsements. People say he estimated lost almost $100 million. That's my list. Now, I'm anxious to see who else can beat that list. Brother Jay, you up next, bro. Give me up 5. Who's your dumbest athlete?
I'm about to kill that list, bro.
Okay. Okay.
Because at the 5 spot, I got Terry Rozier.
Oh, yeah.
Terry Rozier is betting on basketball while he's still playing basketball and thinking he's going to get away with it after he already seen what happened with the boy last year. I don't even understand it. Can't even touch it. Next level stupid. Number 4 spot, I got Ricky Williams, but for a different reason. Ricky Williams the Heisman Trophy winner coming out of college signs on with Master P to be his agent, and he signs a rookie contract that's nothing but incentives to play in the NFL, you know, not even trying to get all the guaranteed money he could have got. Number 3, this is kind of a marriage between, I guess, sport and personal. Ron Artest going into the stands at the Mouse of the Palace.
Yeah, that was dumb. Yeah, that was dumb.
That cost him so much money, so much time. It was a whole lot going on. Number 2, Eldrick Tiger Woods and his predilection for smashing big back snow bunnies in parking lots.
Wow.
That caused him to take a 9-iron to the back of the head. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't even smashing chicks where smash. He out here hitting the big backs.
Wow, bro. Wow.
At the number 1 spot. The number 1 spot.
He said big bags.
Lamar passed me the crack pipe Odom.
Oh yeah.
For smoking a cartel-esque load of crack in a brothel surrounded by hookers, triggering a stroke. Okay? It don't get dumber than that.
You know what, Jay?
He had a drug problem, bro.
You know what, Jay? I got to give you 2 of those, 3 of those, made me bust out laughing. I don't know if you smashed my list, but that was hilarious. Kev, your turn.
Ooh, that was funny. I'm sorry. Mine isn't going to be so funny. Lord.
That was hilarious.
It's shameful, but not funny.
But it's true.
Jay,
that's why it's funny.
I can't mess with you, Jay. My number 5 spot. I'm gonna start off with Adrian Peterson for beating his kid with a
that was
switchboard or something.
Yeah, that was bad.
He gets a good old fashioned whooping.
Yeah,
that's what he thought. Oh Lord! Oh my goodness!
During the antebellum times.
Come on, Kevin, let's go.
Alden Smith. I don't know if you remember Alden Smith.
I don't even
but
remember.
he was at an airport and he yelled out, "Bomb! There's a bomb!"
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, that wasn't so good.
He was trying to join the Mile High Club. He said, "I'm about to come."
Yeah. Keep on, Kev. Keep on.
Wow.
Number 3 spot, Plaxico Burress was shooting himself in the foot.
Yeah.
That's just plain dumb. Messing around. You don't know how to handle a gun? Leave that shit alone. Number 2 spot, Ray Rice. It wasn't that it was just dumb. It was like heinous and dumb.
What did he do that's so
and
heinous?
On camera.
He beat up his girl on camera.
Yep.
I wait for him to say it. I wait for him to say it. Go ahead.
Yep.
And then the first number 1 spot, Ray Caruth, for hiring a hitman to kill his baby.
Yeah,
you on the camera by yourself on that one.
Yeah. That was dumb. Yeah, that was dumb. All right, Rodney. Rodney, you up? You ready? You ready?
Yeah. Y'all said Plaxico Burress, but y'all left out the great Gilbert Arenas, who also brandished a weapon and got over 38 games of suspension for bringing a 38 into the locker room over a gambling debt. That was dumb as you get.
Yeah, that was dumb.
But Rodney, you're forgetting he pulled the gun on a certified killer who's actually in prison now for killing somebody.
Right?
Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah. He
did.
I don't think I heard y'all say Mike Vick, man. The whole dog scandal and everything. Mike Vick, man.
Yeah, that was dumb.
I don't blame him. I blame his friends. Sometimes everybody can't go, Mike. Everybody cannot go, man.
Yeah.
I think somebody said Ron Artest. Ron Artest not for running into the stands, but for being the craziest man in the NBA.
Yeah,
Certifiable.
I mean,
yeah.
he got 86 games of suspension, and how about this? Ron Artest is still somebody you don't want to mess with because he do seem like he can go off in any minute.
Yeah. Yeah.
I got one more. Hold on, let me back up. God dang it. That's it. That's all I got right now.
Okay. All right. My man Stack is in the building.
What's
Stack,
up, fellas?
Notable.
What's up, Stack? Give us your 5 dumbest athletes in sports.
So I'm going off the dome here, but I got Mike Vick on my list for sure. Living in Atlanta while all that was going on, it was a whole apocalyptic experience for them out here. Next is Lamar Odom. The crack is whack. That's all I'm gonna say when it comes to Lamar. I know y'all already said him. I have Plexico.
Yeah, got Plexico. Yep, you going.
Maurice Claret.
Tell everybody what he did. Tell everybody what he did.
So Heisman Trophy winning, I believe, running back from Ohio State, was on top of the world and decided he wanted to play with guns and ruin his entire life. Obviously he's still alive, but he messed up.
Guns are bad. I think we can all agree.
Yeah, exactly. And number
His
one
40 time ruined his life.
Right. Number one for me is gonna be Aaron Hernandez by far.
Why? You got tell everybody why. So those who be at home, we don't know why.
Probably the most talented tight end I've ever seen in the NFL history. Okay. The dude could play out the slot better than most wide receivers. You could put him on the outside. We was handing him the ball off like a running back. He could block. He was literally honestly the perfect offensive player. I've never seen somebody that versatile. And this dude decided he wanted to start killing people. Was on a whole killing spree. So,
he was a gangbanger, and he may have suffered from CTE.
Sure.
He did.
No, he had it.
He did.
But he had it. Yeah,
but certified. But he was certified Jeffrey Dahmer though, bro.
Yeah, he was.
For sure.
He didn't eat nobody.
He did.
He with them boys though, right?
That we know of.
Yeah, we know. There we go. Ladies and gentlemen, Stacey J is in the building. Stacey, how you doing?
I am well. How are you, fine, refined, well gentlemen, doing today?
We're doing good.
Darn it, Stacey J.
Stacey, we are putting up our list now of the dumbest athletes in sports, the athletes who did something ridiculously stupid off the court or off the field or whatever. We all gave our list now. Since you just jumped in right in time to give us your 5 if you got 5.
Okay. I'm going to start with my number 1. And because Aaron Hernandez was actually on my list. So we're going to say that. So I'll give the rest of my 4. My number 1, though, was Plaxico Burress.
Mm-hmm.
Plaxico Burress, if you do not know, shot himself with his own gun in a nightclub, I believe, in like 2008 in New York. It was a 40, and New York does not play about their gun laws. According to Plaxico Burress, he had his gun in his waistband, and it was falling down his leg, and he tried to catch it, but he caught it with the trigger. So he ended up shooting himself in the thigh. He ended up going to jail for 2 years after he got out of the hospital. And, of course, he no longer played football after that. So there is that.
He was good, too.
Yeah, he was really good. He was really good. And it was a shame that he kind of went out that way. But, owners don't play about stuff like that. I already said Aaron Hernandez. Now, there is one particular incident. It was with a college player back in 99. I don't know if anybody remembers, but I distinctly remember this because it was just so asinine. Deion Rayford, who was a defensive end at the University of Kansas, went to jail or got arrested because they left his chalupa out of his Taco Bell order. It was late at night, and he really wanted that chalupa. So he decided that he was going to go through the drive-thru window and get chalupa.
Yeah, I remember this.
I didn't hear
about that. He probably got CTE too.
That early, if he had it that early, he needs to just go ahead and wrap it up.
Yeah, he really does. He really does. All right, so that's everybody's list. Now we're gonna move.
Let me give y'all one more. and
Okay,
I'm
Rodney.
not. Y'all might have saw this on 30 for 30. The Carter High School football team. They
Oh
won the
yeah,
state. They won the state championship.
yeah,
And after they won the state championship, they kind of was the devil. They what did they say? The idle mind of the devil's workshop. So
yeah,
they start robbing people in their city of Dallas, Texas,
yeah.
and about 7 or 8 of them end up getting jail time as a result of that. And you can see their story on Comedy and Crime.
I like that shameless plug, Rodney Perry. I like
That's
all right,
called
all right,
it's
all
called
right. So,
symbiosis.
yeah. So let's
Anybody
go on
mention
to
LeAngelo Ball?
the next list right there. If you sit in home,
No,
you
no, no. You did only you, Jack.
the next list is the biggest surprise athletes in sports. And if you're sitting at home, you're not understanding what that is who you didn't see coming out as, like, wow, I didn't see this guy coming in and doing work like that. Who, I didn't see this at all. Number five for me is going to be Randy Johnson. They call Randy Johnson the big unit. He got drafted in the 4th round in 82. He played for 6 teams for 3 of his first years and everything else. He was okay. Randy Johnson ended up winning a World Series. He won 3 games. Randy Johnson ended up being one of the 2 World Series most valuable players in 2001. In the series, Johnson won 3 games led by the Arizona Diamondbacks. He won the World Series over the New York Yankees. And of course, it was the 4th year in the team's existence, and he won the Triple Crown for pitching in 2002. That's Randy Johnson for 5. Number 4 for me, this is a big one for me. It was Larry Bird, because if you all remember, nobody thought Larry Bird was going to do that work in the NBA. They knew he was going to do it in college, but nobody saw Larry Bird was going to do that. Larry Bird got drafted in 79. He was the 6th overall pick, 3-time NBA champion. Some people say this man could easily be one of the best players to ever play the game, and a lot of people think he's one of the best white guys to ever play the game. And that you could definitely say that for him. Number 3 for me, Carl Lewis. Carl Lewis was a track and field athlete. He won 9. I repeat, he won 9 Olympic gold medals, 1 Olympic silver medal, and 10 world championships. Nobody saw Carl Lewis coming at all. I know I didn't. I was like, okay, who's this guy? He came out smoking everybody. Number 2 for me, pretty easy, Steph Curry. Steph Curry got drafted in 2009 in the 1st round, 9th overall pick. If we were going to redraft again right now, he'd be number 1. He broke he's broken every 3-point shooting record that you can name. He's an MVP, 4-time MVP, 2-time NBA MVP, 11-time NBA All-Star. And number 1 for me was drafted in 6th round, 199 out of Michigan, Tom Brady. You can't tell me nobody. Matter of fact,
he's gonna be on everybody's list.
Tom Brady got drafted. And then we started playing when Drew Bledsoe got hurt. Everything was fine, but when Drew Bledsoe got well, everybody at the time was like, put Drew Bledsoe back in. And I was like, nah, Brady got it. Brady got it. And he took it off. We all know what Brady did. 10 Super Bowl appearances, won 7 of them, 6 for New England, 1 for Tampa Bay. That's my list. Jay, give me your 5 of your best athletes, surprise athletes in sports that you didn't see coming.
Well, for me, Brady's obvious. I'm a person that watches the combine every year. And when Brady ran his 40, it looked like he was running, like he was running through mud dragging a Volkswagen. I was like, this dude cannot play.
Yeah.
And for him to do that, crazy. Number 4 for me is Draymond Green. I like Draymond at Michigan State, but no way did I think he was going to be able to have a Hall of Fame career in the NBA playing the way that he's playing. Never saw that coming.
Right.
And anybody that says they did, they are lying through their teeth. Number 3 for me is tricky, because he was good in college, but nobody thought that he was as good as he is. I'm gonna say Vince Carter. Vince Carter was the 5th player taken in the draft that year, and he and Antoine James actually got swapped for each other on draft day. So people didn't know he could shoot as well. The athleticism was there, but he never showed at North Carolina what he showed in the pros. He's one of those dudes who's actually a better NBA player than a college player.
Yeah, that was him. Yeah.
Number 2 for me, number 2 for me is Terrell Davis. Terrell Davis was a off hurt, barely played, his years at UGA, and he hits the NFL, and he has the most ridiculous 5-6 year run of any running back in the history of this game. You know, 3-time All-Pro, Hall of Fame player, and he did not touch the field in college. That is crazy. Nobody saw that coming. 5th round?
Yeah, yeah.
No, no, 6th round. He went in the 6th round.
Didn't he win the Super Bowl MVP too, if I remember correctly?
He
did
did.
good. Yeah.
And he's the reason why John Elway didn't retire ringless.
Yeah.
Terrell Davis.
Yep, he sure is. For the Denver
And
Broncos.
at the number 1 spot, shouting out Morehouse College. When the man was there training, Morehouse didn't even have a track for him to train on. The great Edwin Moses. The man went 10 years undefeated from a Division II program that didn't have a track for him to train, and he dominated the sport. Number 1.
Yeah. Listen, like I said, so these track guys, they fly under a lot of the radar. People don't pay attention to them. Kev, you ready? You ready?
I am.
All right, to give you your 5.
Okay. I'm going with the new set. These are the new age players. But starting with number 5, Cade Cunningham. Heard about him being good.
Number 1.
he was good, and he was supposed to be the phenom, but he didn't come out like that. But now he's picking it up. He's kind of earning his worth right now. But still, he was somebody that they were looking at as we're gonna see wonders from this dude, and then nothing happened. But now he's showing his feathers. He's doing his thing. So
Okay. Keep going.
I look at him. Number 5. Number 4, Tyrese Maxey. I think that we saw flashes of him and thought that, this kid he's quick, but what's he gonna do? Now he's the number 1 option on Philly. The boy's a beast. Number 3 spot. I'm gonna go to football, but I didn't think anything of him because of his size, but he ended up turning into be like the man out there in Arizona, Kyler Murray.
Yeah.
No, I think okay. Keep going.
At the number 2 spot. Didn't see this coming, Frank. I know you didn't see it either. When he was on San Antonio, he was okay, but he came here to the Celtics and shaved the hair off and became a freaking stud. Derek White.
Mm-hmm.
And at the number 1 spot, Nikola Jokic, the Joker.
Yeah,
I don't think anybody was looking at him, this big frumpy dude. They was not looking at him as supposed to be this stud star like you. And that dude can pass. He's just got a high IQ in the game. Nikola
Yeah,
Jokic.
and Joker won a couple of MVPs too. Like
no question.
Yeah, Rodney Perry, you up, bro? You up? Biggest surprise athletes in sports for you? Who we got?
You know what? I don't have a long list. I've been racking my brain over this. This guy, man, he's proven to be a top-notch player. I think he really came out of nowhere. He's got NBA lineage. Jalen Brunson.
Mm-hmm.
Jalen Brunson was, he had a decent college career, but given his height, nobody really saw that he was going to become what he became and become the go-to guy that he's become. So I shout out to Jalen Brunson and Austin Reeves. Austin Reeves for the Lakers right now. He is legitimate number 2, number 3 option for the Lakers, especially in LeBron's absence. He scored almost 30 points last night. And the dude is really, and he's whiter than white in a black league, man. Well done, sir. Who else didn't we see coming? God dang it. Well, you know what? We kind of didn't know about Venus Williams. We knew about Serena.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, no, it's opposite. We didn't know about Serena because Venus was so good that nobody was really checking for Serena at first. and then Serena just matured into this superstar, and I think that was a big deal for her.
She got
Just
better than
because
Venus too.
she she became the best in the world, but that Venus was so good, you know. I'm trying to dig into the WNBA, but I don't watch it enough. But that girl Juju is fine.
All right, only Roddy Perry would say something like that. That's Roddy. You know what? I say one thing. If Jalen Brunson had still stayed on the Dallas Mavericks and they had with his full potential, can you imagine what they would? You know, that was I like Jalen
I
Brunson.
mean, but he had to go away. He had to go. He had to get out of there. You know,
Yeah,
he was destined to be a Knick.
yeah, he definitely was. Who's next? Next is Stack. Stack's next. Stack, give me your 5 of your biggest surprise athletes all time. Talk to me.
What's up, fellas? So I got one copycat. I have Jokic on my list. Second rounder that goes on to win several MVPs. Like you can't skip over that. Number 4 on my list, I got Antonio Gates, 6-time NFL Pro Bowler, was undrafted, wasn't drafted at all. After 7 rounds, you go without this guy. Wins Pro Bowl 6 times, played for the Chargers. My next 2 are Celtics. We got Peyton Pritchard, who just set the record for most threes made off the bench by an NBA player in history. Peyton Pritchard was a late first-round pick. I believe he was number 26 out of Oregon, 4-year player, small guard, and as Rodney would say, whiter than white. And he's in here giving people work, probably going to win 6th Man of the Year this year. And then number 2, another former Celtic, was the number 59 pick. That's the second to last pick overall. Isaiah Thomas out of the University of Washington, 5'9" point guard, averaged 29 points a game for the Celtics. On the way to I think we were ousted in the Eastern Conference Finals.
Yeah, he had a decent career, and he even came back like 2 years ago, and then they put him back in the G. I think in the G League right now.
In the G League now too. Yep, teams keep
He
bringing.
could have made the dumb list too now.
Yeah, he couldn't.
Well, he had the whole back out the brink. But who knew Danny Ainge was going to react that way, right? You know, I mean, he deserved it. I mean, I remember at that time being in Boston, I was in South Station, and they had this dude's face plastered all over the inside of the bus station. It was that. I seen him on buses, on trains. Like, I mean, he had the whole city on smash.
Yeah, but after he got that,
he was a big deal for a minute.
Yeah, but after he got that, after he injured his knee, it was never the same player.
Never the same.
It's a hip injury, yeah. And then last but not least, I'm gonna go show some love to a fellow HBCer, Ben Wallace out of Virginia Union University.
Ooh, that's a good pick. That's
another undrafted player, went on to win several NBA titles and was one of the better defenders and rebounders of his era in the NBA.
Hall of Fame.
Didn't he win the MVP too for the Detroit Pistons when they won the championship?
I don't know if he
Defensive player of the year.
I'm sure.
But he didn't win no MVP. He probably won Defensive Player of the Year, maybe one of the worst free throw shooters of all time. But yeah.
Yeah, he did.
But he was the second coming of the bad boys with them.
Exactly. Yeah, he was.
He definitely was. He definitely was. Stacey, it's your turn. Biggest surprise athletes in sports.
Yes, I tried to move around some of the obvious picks, which we all knew was like top of it is going to be Tom Brady and Jokic. So Tom Brady kind of set the standard for a young whippersnapper that's still coming up in the ranks. But Brock Purdy was Mr. Irrelevant. And after his rookie season, he took his team to the Super Bowl. Yeah, they did not win, and unfortunately, the 49ers have been plagued with lots of different injuries, among other things. So they've been kind of all over the place since then. But he had the opportunity to do something amazing. If I believe, like he got hurt in the Super Bowl, I believe, or something like that. But he is on my list. Also, you can't mention.
Well, Niner fans love that dude too.
Yeah, they do. They do. And you can't mention Jokic without mentioning Ginobili, who was taken 57th overall, who was also a 6th Man of the Year and has 4 NBA championships. He was taken later, so I think he's an overseas player too. So he's sometimes often overlooked.
Argentina.
There we go. Argentina. Baseball.
For him.
Baseball. Mike Trout. He was drafted 25th.
Ooh, yeah, Mike Trout's a good pick. Yeah.
Yeah, 25th in 2009, and eventually he started playing regularly professionally in 2012. He won Rookie of the Year when he started. He also led the American League in runs and stolen bases and was a silver slugger. So no one saw him coming. Also, controversial pick, very good. Could still be in the league if the CTE didn't get him. Antonio Brown. He was drafted in the 6th round by the Steelers because he had a terrible combine showing. He ran a 4.5 and he was a risk, but they just decided to take it. He ended up catching over 100 passes in all of his seasons while he was there, and ended up with one season with 1,800 plus yards and still is 5th all time on that list. And my last pick is Mr. Kurt Warner, part of The Greatest Show on Turf.
Great pick.
Yeah.
Great. Yeah.
He was undrafted.
He had a great movie about his life too. It was incredible movie.
Arena League. Yeah, he went through the fire and the flood before he made it to the field. But yeah, so he was he went undrafted, I'm sorry, but he ended up playing 12 seasons. He was part of the Super Bowl. He had 2 MVPs, and people tend to forget he was undrafted because he had such a great career.
How many years was he in the arena? He was in the arena for like 10 years, huh?
It wasn't that long.
Yeah.
No.
He was
Wait,
working
everybody
at a
was talking about
supermarket.
I couldn't hear. What happened?
I was trying to figure out how long he was in the arena.
Oh, I think it was about 10 years.
No, it wasn't that long.
No,
it was like
it wasn't.
Yeah,
No.
it wasn't long. Yeah,
it was about a good 7 seasons,
maybe. Yeah, maybe something like that.
Stacey, I'm getting tired of you showing up, us men out here with the sports. You coming in your sports knowledge, trying to kill us.
Yep.
I'm not tired of it. Keep going, Stacey.
I appreciate the support.
Keep running with it.
Keep doing your thing, Stacey. Keep doing your thing. Love it. All right, now I'm getting ready to throw it off the cuff.
I don't want all this damn homework. I know that.
Here's something, because this ain't homework worthy. Biggest blunder in sports. That the first thing that jumps in your mind, who it was, when it was, and why. And the first thing I could think of right now is Chris Webber calling the timeout. Like you think of biggest blunders during the game, in a very most important game. For me, I think Chris Webber, I don't know if he's a top 3, but he's in my top 3 of one of the biggest blunders. There's something that just goes like, how could you do that and not know where you were, what you was doing, what's going on, not know the setting of where you're at, just, whew. And I remember I was rooting for them that year too. And he was so mad, and he can only be mad at himself because he called the timeout. And if you're sitting at home, you know what
I got one.
Hold on. I'll get to you in a second. Hold on. Chris Webber at the time called timeout at the last couple of seconds of the game, and they didn't have a timeout and blew the game. Jay, your turn. Biggest blunder in sports by an athlete during the game. What's the first thing that jumps in your mind?
See, this isn't necessarily an athlete that did this, but it did affect an athletic team. I'm going to stay up Rodney in the chest with this one. Bartman at the Chicago Cubs game. That the Cubs had not been in contention since before cars were on the road. And they had a chance to get up out of there, and Bartman interfered, and they lost the series.
I like that. That's a blunder. That's a big blunder. Kev, you got a blunder that sticks out in your head right now, or you want me to come back?
Yeah, the first one that popped into my head, but I can't think of the guy's name. The gentleman from the Dallas Cowboys during that snow game when he was running down. Leon Lett. There you go.
What did he do? What happened?
He was about to go score in the end zone, and he started kind of holding the ball haphazardly, and someone knocked it out of his hands, and he blew it.
No, that's not what happened, Kev. What happened was they kicked the field goal. Miami kicked a field goal that was blocked. Because they blocked it, the game was over. All they had to do was just let it sit there. He ran, touched the ball, and made it a live ball on the 1 or 2 yard line. And because he touched it, Miami recovered, and then they scored, and Dallas lost.
Yep. That's what he did.
That's defeat from the jaws of victory.
Rodney Perry, it's now your turn. What's your biggest blunder that Fred?
All right. I know my Boston fans are gonna get a kick out of this. The Red Sox selling away the great Babe Ruth and triggering the curse of the great Bambino. They sold off Babe Ruth contract for $125,000, and for the next 50 years,
100 plus, Rodney.
100 plus years, the Boston Red Sox had to suffer.
Rodney, that it was 64 years, but now, no. What's the biggest blunder that happened on the field? Babe Ruth happened off the field. It happened during the offseason. Give me a big blunder.
My other one was going to be off the field too, because I was going to say the Dallas Mavericks trading away. I want to call it not Joker. What's his name?
Luka.
Luka. Yeah, that's a super blunder.
Okay, all right, but can you think anything off the top of your head that happened on the field that you go like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm watching this?
Man, I'm watching the Super Bowl. Devin Hester runs a touchdown back, first play of the Super Bowl. I'm like, my Bears about to win, and then they got their ass tore off by the Indianapolis Colts the rest of the game.
No, I forgot about that.
My
That
Bears
was good.
blundered the whole game.
That was good. All right, so you went. It's Stack's turn. Stack, you got. What's the biggest blunder that comes to your mind right now?
First one that comes to my mind is Richard Sherman's face on the sideline when Malcolm.
It's not a blunder though.
Malcolm Butler intercepts the pass to whoever Russell Wilson was passing to. But yes, it was a blunder to decide to not give the ball to beast mode on the 1 yard line at first down or second down or third down.
Yeah, that was second down. Yeah, the second down.
Terrible.
Yeah, terrible call. Okay, that's your blunder. Okay, Stacy, what is your blunder that you can think of that stands out for those sitting at home? What's the biggest blunder you can remember seeing on the court?
The immediate first thing that came to my mind, because I remember watching this real time and I was standing nose to nose to the TV. So I'm gonna set the scene for you. The year is 2018. It's the NBA Finals. The Cleveland Cavaliers are playing the Golden State Warriors. We are nearing the end of regulation in game 1.
I remember this.
Anything was not possible. J.R. Smith got the ball, dribbled it, and continued to dribble it until the game was over. He was unaware that the Cavs were down. He did not know what the score was. You could see LeBron having a contusion in real time on the court. No one knew what was happening.
Especially JR. Especially JR.
He didn't know why everybody was looking at him like that. They didn't know why he was standing there with that ball and not trying to take a shot.
Mrs. Holder,
they needed those points.
Mrs. Holder comes in and gives an alley-oop to me, I guess, and says the Bill Buckner game when the ball went through Bill Buckner's legs. Okay, Sister Holder.
I was looking at that's Cubs history. Yeah, I remember that.
It's not Cubs history. That's Mets.
That's the Mets.
Mets. Bill Buckner played for the Mets.
That was the Mets when that happened. I thought that was
against the Mets.
Yeah, he played for the Mets.
Against the Mets.
Yeah, and that allowed the Mets to come back and win the World Series, So, yeah, Mrs. Holder comes in there with the thing. She said mine was the one with the ball rolled past them and lost the World Series. And, of course, she was in Boston at the time, so that's really hysterical. So she would remember that.
But see, to me, Frank, to me, that wasn't a blunder. That was God intervening right there.
Here's one. Billie Jean King played her career as a trailblazing lesbian, and now she's a grandma, Karen.
Wow.
I don't want you to keep this show online.
You know what I'm saying? He's trying to make sure we can keep up. It's like
she was a trailblazer.
Yeah, she's trailblazer.
Trailblazing.
All right, do I have enough time for one more? I got enough time for one more.
Let's go.
I'm like, one more. Where's my list at? I got one more time, and I got to thank Kev for throwing some of these together. He gave me some good ones. All right, I got the NBA. This is one for the NBA. The most disrespectful moment that happened in the NBA. that you could think of off the top of your dome, the most disrespectful moment, like that was like so nasty. It was to me. This is gonna be pretty easy for me. Vince Carter dunking in the Olympics over that dude and had his legs wide open like this and dunked over that dude in the Olympics when
Frederick Weiss.
Yeah, in the Olympics. That was one of the most disrespectful dunks I've ever seen, and that was just plain simple disrespectful. That was like ridiculous. But it doesn't have to be a dunk. It could be whatever. It could be whatever. So I went first. Jake, you think of something that disrespectful happened in the NBA? Your turn.
The most disrespectful dunk I've ever seen.
Doesn't have to be a dunk. It could be the most disrespectful thing.
No.
Okay.
I'm talking about a dunk because it was DOA. I mean, this dude was murdered right there, and his career ended that day. The cat, when the Clippers came into town, what's the big name? DeAndre Jordan.
Oh,
when he caught the night kid out of Detroit.
Yeah, I remember this. Yeah.
On the oop, and he jumped into this 6'11" Amino.
Yeah, I remember this. Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
It was disrespectful.
Yeah, disrespect. One of the most disrespectful dunks all time. Easy. Kev, you got a disrespectful moment in NBA? One of the most disrespectful. You got something to jump off your head?
I'm battling between two, and nobody said it yet. So I'm gonna go with Scottie Pippen dunking over Pat Ewing and then stepping over with his stuff in Pat's
That was terrible.
Yeah, that was terrible.
That was pretty disrespectful.
I got to give it to that one. Okay, my man, Stack, where you at? Stack, you next. Give me your most disrespectful moment in the NBA.
It's tough, man. I got two. So I'll probably say, sorry, y'all. Kobe dunking on Dwight Howard. There's not a lot of plays that are more disrespectful than a dunk anyway. But I believe at the time, Dwight Howard was leading the league in blocks. This was really early in his career. Kobe was kind of, sunsetting at the time, even though he ended up winning, I think, another ring that season. But yeah, dunking over Dwight, body to body, legs over his shoulder. It ended up being a very popular poster. I had it in my bedroom in high school. That's how I'm gonna go with. Pause.
Stacey, what's your most disrespectful moment in the NBA it doesn't have to be a dunk. It could be, disrespectful moment.
Easy for me when AI stepped over Ty Lue. When Ty Lue tried to contest his shot. And that's on posters everywhere. Now Ty Lue is a coach in the league, and I can easily see a player snapping back at him if he says something they don't like. I'm like, that's why AI sons you. Don't get out of my face.
Yeah, you know what nobody said? Nobody said the time when Robert Horry slapped Danny Ainge. You know what I mean? That was
I don't even remember that.
You don't remember? Look it up. Robert Horry slapped Danny Ainge. They were on the same team at the time, except I think Danny Ainge was a coach, if I can remember correct. He was, it was just so disrespectful. Like it was just.
Didn't Chris and Charlie Ward two-piece Kobe Ward?
Yeah. Chris Childs.
Chris Childs. Yeah, that was another one.
Yeah, that was kind
of the one I was gonna say, but it seemed like low hanging fruit was when Shaq dunked on Chris Dudley.
Yep,
yeah.
That was my one. Yep, that was it.
Yeah, that was.
And there's Sean Kemp with the point after the dunk.
Yeah,
the Sean Kemp one.
Yeah.
And also James Harden when the dude fell down after he shook him, and he waited for him to get up, and then he shot the three on him. Binged it.
Yeah.
That was
but the most disrespectful thing ever, and the number 2 pick in the 2003 draft, Darko Milicic. Braun went first, Milicic went second, Melo went third, Bosch went fourth, Wade went fifth.
And if they do it all again, it definitely wouldn't be in that order. They do it all again.
Man.
Darko wouldn't even be on the list.
Sure wouldn't even be on the list. Rodney Perry, tell everybody out there how to get in contact with you, bro.
Oh, I ain't make my pick yet.
Oh, you did? Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead. That's it.
When Scottie Pippen dunked over Ewing and stepped over him.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
He dunked on, pushed them all down. And the further put it down, for that Kobe Bryant, Dwight Howard dunk. Kobe low key teabagged him a little bit, but we found out later on that Dwight kind of
He
liked
didn't
it.
mind.
Which Dwight he didn't mind at all.
He didn't mind so much.
You might
It
have
was
liked
a whole other story. This week I'm headed out to Raleigh Durham on a Wednesday, one night or this Wednesday, 2 days, Raleigh, North Carolina. I'll see y'all on the stage, guys.
There it is, Mr. Rodney Perry, Jason Hayes, filmmaker. Tell everybody out there how they can follow you, bro.
Right here at JD Hayes fan base.
Okay, and next is Stack. Tell everybody how they can follow you, bro.
Y'all can follow me right here, Stackinova on Instagram, and also here on Box Seats.
Oh, there it is, Kev.
Box seats.
Kev.
You can reach you right here. Box seats. Humor milk.
And Stacy, tell everybody out there how they can follow you.
At Dawn, that's Stacey J on IG, also at the She Shed on IG, and Stacey X Sports on TikTok and Cash App. I'm just joking. That's it.
Not joking.
Not joking.
Not
All right,
joking.
y'all. Thank you all for watching.
I'm gonna contribute to that Cash App.
See,
you all
we
for
love
doing-
a supportive. We love a supportive friend. There
Yeah,
we
we
go.
do love support. Y'all, we'll be back tomorrow. We got some other great lists tomorrow. I'm trying to figure out some of them right now, but there's going to be some more interesting. And then Rodney Perry still got to do his homework. So y'all see if Rodney Perry does his homework or not. We'll see.
I'm not gonna do it.
Yeah, we saw it today. In today's show, we saw he didn't do it today either. That's all right.
Summer school, baby.
Yeah, we'll see y'all tomorrow. Thanks.